Hi, today I'll be reviewing the Echo Bridge Edition DVD of Lexx Seasons 1 and 2. In case you aren't familiar with Lexx, it's a Canadian-German science fiction program that ran for 4 seasons from 1997 to 2002. It centers on a band of 4 misfits who travel the universe in a living spaceship called the Lexx. The motley cast of characters includes Stanley Tweedle, a cowardly, middle-aged security guard who accidentally becomes the captain of the Lexx, Kai, the last of his race, who was killed 2,000 years ago, but was revived as a mindless, emotionless, undead assassin, Zev Bellringer, a homely woman who was raised in a box by holograms at the wife bank on B3K, and then punished by being turned into a beautiful love slave to be used however her owners saw fit. 790, a decapitated robot head who is madly in love with Zev, but pretty much hates everyone else. And finally, the Lexx, a Manhattan-sized insect spaceship with the power to destroy a planet, but the intelligence of a golden retriever. Lexx premiered as a series of 4 feature-length movies under the title of Tales from a Parallel Universe. These 4 movies are considered to be Season 1. The movies feature guest stars like Barry Bostwick, Tim Curry, Rutger Hauer, Malcolm McDowell, and they mainly deal with finding a way to keep Kai alive, well, animated because he's not really alive, and defeating the main villain, his divine shadow. During these adventures, the crew encounters the strange, exotic, and downright weird, all of which is topped off with a big helping of sex and cheesiness. Now, Season 2 is where the show becomes more episodic, having 20-hour-length episodes. There aren't any big-name guest stars, and the production value slips noticeably. But the sex and cheese factors are amped up to 11 to compensate. This season basically revolves around Stanley and Zev's quest to get laid, all while being pursued by another threat to the universe. Kai's along for the ride to constantly bail them out of trouble, as is 790 to deliver one-liners. And a new character, Laika, who is a carnivorous plant who takes the guise of a beautiful woman from Stanley's dream. She joins the crew part-time also. Season 1 definitely has better writing and production value, but Season 2 has its merits also. You get to know the crew better, and the actors' on-screen chemistry really clicks. There's even an enjoyable musical episode where the actors who play Kai and Zev get to show off their musical talents. So if you're looking for a sci-fi series that's not like anything else out there, give Lexx a try. The sex and cheesiness will draw you in, and the uniqueness will make you stay. Now, the first DVD release was by a company called Acorn Media. Originally, all the movies were released separately, while the episodic seasons were broken up into several discs with about 4 episodes per disc. And since Season 2 had like 20 episodes, that's like 5 discs at $20 a pop. $100 easy for Season 1, which is why I only own 2 of the episode discs. So when I saw this super cheap Echo Bridge release, I snapped it up. I got all 4 seasons for only $20. But upon closer inspection, I realized there's a reason for the cheap price. This Season 1 and 2 set consists of 4 discs. Think about that for a second. That's 4 discs for 22.5 hours, which is 5.5 hours per disc. That may not sound bad, but that's not how they broke it up. The first disc contains the 4 movies of Season 1. Then for some reason, on discs 2 and 3, they're crammed with like 9 episodes each, while the 4th disc only has 2 episodes. This high compression rate makes the video a little pixelated, but fortunately it was still pretty watchable when upscaled through my Blu-ray player. The The sound sounds fine though, both on my TV and through my surround sound system. And it's the international version, so both the adult language and nudity remains intact. Nudge nudge wink wink, episode 2 shower scene. The case itself is nothing to write home about. The cover art is very monochromatic, and the discs are stacked one on top of each other on a spindle, making them a bit difficult to access. The artwork on the disc is decent, but for some inexplicable reason, they aren't numbered. They do thankfully have the names of the episodes on them, so by following along on the episode list on the back cover, you can keep them in order. As for special features, nada, zero, zip, nothing. While the Acorn releases feature a series called Rated Lexx, which explains the backstories of the characters and also has some behind the scenes snippets. This Echo Bridge version has nothing. There's not even any subtitles. And the menus, while serviceable, are all the same static image with no sound, unlike the Acorn releases, which have interactive menus. So my final thought, this Echo Bridge release isn't terrible. It gets the job done. It's a slightly worse quality version with no bells and whistles, but at a price that's just too good to turn down. If you're a die-hard fan, you may not be happy with it. But if you're a casual viewer that just wants to own the series, or just curious and wants to see what all the fuss is about, then it's totally worth the buy. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching my video. If you like it, hit like. If you really like it, why not hit subscribe? Bye!